I'm going to demonstrate to you how to make the deluxe flour using eggs, water, and butter substitute instead of butter. Of course, you can use liquid egg if you prefer. I'm going to open the bag here. Notice that the recipe's on the side. One whole bag will require a dozen eggs, a pound of butter, or 450 grams of butter substitute, and 64 fluid ounces, or 1.8 liters of water. We're only going to make a quarter of a bag right now. Crack the eggs into the bowl. If you are using whole egg, pasteurized whole egg instead of shelled egg, it's 22 fluid ounces of egg. Since it's 64 fluid ounces of water, I'm using three times the amount of water to egg. So add the flour until you get a nice batter consistency. Add this slowly, as it will thicken up on you, and you can very easily get into a situation where you have to then start adding water. So blending in, don't beat it, just mix in the dry bits which will float to the top, remembering that it will thicken up on you. And there we go, that's the flour ready. The flour will now sit out ambient for 10 hours, and you've got the bacterial analysis for that in your book. It's very advisable that you read the book prior to doing any of this, and certainly using the machine. Remember to preheat the machine at least 20 minutes prior to using it. 450 grams of butter for a whole bag. That means this 4-liter jug of butter will make 8 bags, or be used for 8 bags. Once the machine has heated up, which will take approximately 20 minutes, you can test the temperature of the iron by splashing some water on, and you know that the iron is ready. It would be best to pour the batter into a nice jug, preferably with a lid on, to stop any foreign objects getting into it. If you haven't used all the batter by the end of the day, you can put it in the refrigerator, covered with cellophane, put the date and the time, and reuse it the next day. Make sure when you take it out the next day that it comes up to temperature, ambient. You don't want to pour freezing cold batter into the machine. Before pouring any batter into the machine, make sure that the machine turns freely, and almost have a dry run, pretending that you're making a waffle. Don't get into a situation where you're lifting it and turning. The batter will run out. You just want to gracefully close it, not banging it down, and turn it. Be careful, this area is hot, 180 degrees. That's hot to the touch, burn to the hold. And be careful with that. Noticing where the nipple is, that's your starting point, you're going to turn it in the opposite direction. So introduce the batter. Again, be careful not to add too much, as it will even out. Carefully closing it, noticing which way you're going to turn it all the way round. Do not put any weight on the machine or hold a handle during the cooking process. Apply the timer all the way round, which could be approximately 2.5 minutes, and leave the machine to cook. I've overfilled it in this occasion expressly to demonstrate the fact that there will be some soilage. Preferably put a catering tray underneath to take up any soilage. You can easily then keep your work area clear and replace the foil as necessary with another tray that you've prepared. Okay, once the timer's gone off, the waffle is cooked. although you don't need a timer. Once it stops steaming, the waffle is cooked. Open the iron and your waffle will be in the bottom. Rather than lift the waffle out of the bottom, simply close the iron again, turn it around and lift. This will drop it out of the other plate and your waffle is cooked. If you do need to remove the waffle from the plate, never use a metal implement, only use plastic, as you don't want to scratch the Teflon. That concludes how to make a waffle. Thank you very much.